Hello and what's going on? Welcome back to this channel. Today is week 3 of the Language Tip Tuesdays, and today we'll be talking about keeping track of your progress within your language that you're trying to learn. So I haven't always done this, and actually I've only started doing this within the last maybe 6 months or so, but since doing it, it's been something different to do and something enjoyable to look forward to doing as well, with the way that I do it, I guess. And I actually learned this method from Robin McPherson's, who is another language learner YouTuber. Did I say that right? Robin McPherson's basically does this tracking sheet, which is similar looking to mine. Mine is probably a bit more B-Tech than his, but basically the idea is you fill out however you'd like it to be filled out, and then when you've done something, you can fill it out with the green squares here. As you can see here, I have the title Babble up here, which, apologies, it's spelt wrong because when I did it, I thought I could spell and I obviously can't. Babble. And then it's got the courses, intermediate or whatever, newcomer, beginner, grammar, etc. So you can see that I've done, to be honest, quite a mix of stuff. And by the way, it's probably not in focus, so I apologise. But I've done quite a mix of Polish courses on the Polish Babble, because I've done random ones up here. I've done all the newcomer. I'm doing the beginner at the moment, random ones here and there. I've done the specials sort of like this, because I'm working my way through the specials first. Then I'll be doing the beginner, and then I'll be doing the intermediate, and then doing the one down here, which I think is words even. So words, countries, and then this one in the middle right here, this one is grammar, which I'll be leaving last. Put it simply, I'll be leaving grammar until at least I finish all these other courses, or until I hit the 1 year mark of me learning Polish, and then I'll be looking more into the grammar. But I'll talk more about grammar in the next week's episode. This week I want to talk more about the actual tracking progress itself. Next week will be about grammar. But essentially, I mean, again, I don't know, even if it's blurry, you can still see the idea. If I get it up close, then you can see that I've drawn all these lines with a ruler, and then I've written out numbers on the page. I can't see the camera viewfinder right now, so I don't know what you can see. But these are all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. in every single box, up until, I don't know, the number of which that course ends. So newcomer has 27 courses, and then beginner 1 has 80 courses, and then I start from 1 again, etc. And that's just the way how I like to set it up. Like I say, Robin McPherson's is another YouTuber who does language learning, who actually does this as well. His layout is different, because on one page he'll have his Babble, then on the same page he'll have books and TV shows and podcasts and other things. So you can do this definitely for other things. If I flick the page, I haven't filled any of this out yet because I haven't started watching TV in Polish, but what I have here, filled out in the orange, is the title of different TV shows. Different TV shows in Polish, and again, if I zoom in, maybe you'll see. And basically what it is number of episodes. Sorry, I had to go around like this. Anyway, what it is number of episodes on here. So I've got different TV series. There's actually 11 TV series on this one page, because a lot of them are only one series long. But as I look at them, Ultraviolet is 1 season long, and you got 10 episodes, and then 1983 only has 8 episodes, so they're quick, short series for me to actually watch. Tylko Miłość has 69 episodes, actually. There's others as well, the Hexa, Belfer, then there's some that's actually written in Polish, which I don't want to embarrass myself trying to pronounce right now. But yes, the idea is that when I get around to watching TV shows in Polish, I will one by one mark them off with the green marker, and over time you'll see this as a full green page. And then I'll show you my Spanish one as well. It doesn't quite look as filled out as my Polish one, but I've been doing this more chronologically. So I've done this all up here, which is actually a lot of courses to do. It might not look it on paper, but it's a lot if you've ever used Babble. Each one could be 15 minutes long, or depends on obviously how quick you are, but they're not short courses necessarily. Some of them are pretty quick, only the first few, but after that they do become 10, 15 minutes long, especially when you're properly reading the explanations and the info and trying to absorb everything. There's a lot of information in on this app, and there's a lot I've learned just in this section here. And then also this, I believe, is just grammar, which I've done six lessons on. But the way I've done it is really awkward, and I do a quarter square per one lesson, because of the way I didn't have enough space on the page, because there's too many courses in the Spanish Babble. Anyway, as long as I know how to read it, that's the main thing. And then Here again is the TV and my Spanish. So here I've actually started watching some of the Spanish TV. Not as much as I would like to actually at this point, but I have, of course, La Casa de Papel, which I am apparently season 2, episode 1. As you can see here, it's a bit better laid out than my Polish one. Again, I think actually you can't read this, so I do apologise for all of this blurriness. But I've got the title here, season 1, 2, 3, 4, title season 1, whatever, and then filled out. I've actually watched season 3, I think, season 2, episode 3, I think, so I need to fill out a few more of those, but I'll get around to doing that eventually. La Casa de Papel, then I've got Ingobernable, which I've watched more than one episode of, but I can't remember exactly where I stopped in Ingobernable, and I'm pretty sure it was like episode 9 or something, but I am re-watching that. Even though it's Mexican Spanish, I just enjoyed that series, and so I'm starting from episode 1, and I'm just working my way through. La Reina del Sur, which is the King of the South, Enemigo Intimo, and Falsa Identidad. And to be honest, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series are a lot more like filled out, and so you can see how they've just filled up my whole page of numbers basically. So unlike the Polish one, the Polish series seem to be like 10 episodes long and like 1 season long. Like Spanish series are really varied, so like you've got La Reina del Sur, which is 60 episodes for season 1, 63 episodes for season 2. You've got Falsa Identidad, which is just 1 season of 91 episodes. But then you've got like Casa de Papel, which is 4 seasons with 13, 9, 8, and 8 in the respective seasons. So that Casa de Papel is a lot shorter with its episodes and its seasons. But anyway, as I watch these, I again mark them up with a green marker, and I can just very quickly, on the days that I go, I wish that I could just see how much I have learned in Spanish in the last, like, I don't know, 3 months or whatever. Or I wish I could just somehow see my progress, because I feel like I've not made much progress, and I feel like I'm just stuck in a plateau. You can actually go, oh, wait a minute, yeah, actually, half this page is filled up with green, and, yeah, you know, last week, it was like half of that, and so you can see the progress. And even more so, I don't do this, but even more so if you take photos every day or every week, you can then compare the photos and then see the difference, almost like a stop frame animation of your green increasing. This is just a way for me to like basically track how I'm learning languages, and like I say, it's very particular. I've got it on Babble, I've got it on TV shows. You can do it for books. You can do like 1 marker per chapter or per 10 pages, something like that. You can do it for like anything really, as long as you can quantify what you're doing it with, and you know how much 1 square is equivalent to, whether it's like 1 square for 5 lessons or 1 square for 1 lesson if you're doing Babble, or you know, something like that. It's just, I think it's really important to do this. You don't have to do it, of course. It is an extra step in learning a language, but what it is more than anything else is a good motivation for you when you're just on your down days, which you get, because like any other hobby in the world, you get those days where you're just like, I don't know if I can be bothered to do this anymore. You just look down and see your progress, and it's a bit of motivation, and it's a bit of a kick to go, actually I want to fill out the rest of this sheet, I want to just like get this completed, I want to have that feeling of being complete. So this is something I'm going to be doing with every language that I learn in the future, I think, regardless of whether it's like a Babble course or what, like at least TV shows. Because the good thing is here as well is, I mean, for my Polish, for example, I've forgotten the name of like every single one of these TV shows, and there's 11 of them. But I just go on this piece of paper, go, oh yeah, of course. So let's look at Zenaki, and let's go find that on YouTube or Netflix or any other legal or maybe illegal streaming sites. See if you can find it, and then watch through it, and then yeah, just see how much you can pick up on. But if you've marked it down now, then you've got like the future resources ready for when you're actually going to need to use them. But right now, my level of Polish just isn't worth watching Polish TV shows. But maybe in 6 months or a year, if I'm sticking at it, hopefully my Polish is a lot better, and therefore I can watch TV without it being completely useless for me, essentially, because right now I'd be completely lost if I watched any Polish TV. So it's also good for that as well, because it's just future reference and stuff like that. If you can be bothered to do the sourcing now, then in the future you don't have to source out, and then therefore that's another good motivation, because you're like, I want to get to this point where I can watch falsely dented death, because I actually like the synopsis of the TV show and I think it's a really good one, but I want to understand it. At the time that I drew this out, I did also do one for Korean, so here's my Korean one. As you can see, basically empty. I've got 4 sections. I don't know in which particular order, but it's reading, writing, listening, speaking, and they're all out of 152 equal squares. I filled them out, I don't know if you can see, but 152 for the squares, because that's basically how I managed to divide out the sheet. And basically each square represents 1 hour worth of that particular thing. So an hour of speaking or writing or listening, in this case writing. So I did an hour of writing in Korean just here, so I filled out the 1 square, and then 151 to go. But I very quickly realized that trying to learn Korean on top of Polish and Spanish was very difficult, and so I pulled out of Korean because I wanted to focus on Polish and Spanish. I think for now it's more important for me to learn those 2 languages. Korean is something in the future I'll definitely want to go around to. I have already listed down the languages in the future I'd like to learn. There's about 12 of them, including Polish and Spanish. So at least then I know once I get to a good stage where I don't need to learn Polish and Spanish anymore, I can then go on to my next language, and there's just a list of them there that then I can get to. But anyway, to summarize, tracking your progress in a language is good for you. It's good for your motivation, and I think it's just good in general because you collect your resources now and you put them down on a bit of paper. You spend time doing it and everything, and I don't know, there's something about the visual representation of seeing something complete that's really rewarding. For me, I know that certain apps will already show you your progress. So Babble is one that I've put down on there, and Babble is an app that will show you your progress, but I think it shows you your progress in a different way where it's not quite as easy to visualize. Me personally anyway, it shows you progress, I believe, in a circle, and then it's circle is 50% done or 75% done. But I believe doing it this way, doing it on paper, is just that extra bit of motivation, and that's the main thing, is motivating yourself to actually do it. So if this is something you think that will benefit you, by all means go ahead and do it. Either do it the way I do it, or go ahead and search Robin McPerson's on YouTube, or watch his video on it. He's got a slightly different layout, but regardless of how you lay it out, as long as it makes sense to you, that's the most important thing. There's no right or wrong way in how to lay it out or how to track your progress, as long as you know what the squares represent. Basically, that's it for this video. As I mentioned earlier, next week's video is going to be on grammar, so I'm literally going to be ending this video and then recording the grammar video straight after, because next week, when I'm meant to be recording weeks 4, I'm basically busy. So yeah, look forward to that grammar video, and I'll catch all you guys in the next one. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch all of you in the next one. Peace out.